Dose of Torah. Looking today at the story of the midwives, and the Torah tells us in Shmot, the king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, Asher Shem Hachat Shifra v'Shem Hashenit Puah. One of their names was Shifra, one of their names was Puah. The Ramban, the Ibn Ezra starts us off by saying, okay, let's just hold on a second. When you read it, he spoke to the Hebrew midwives, and these are the two names. So don't get the impression that these are they, that there are only two Hebrew midwives. Says the Ibn Ezra, Ein safek ki yoter mechamesh me'ot meyaldot hayu. There's no doubt that there are more than 500 midwives. The note on this Ibn Ezra says, there's nothing that would point to that specific number. So it just sounds like a calculation of some kind to be able to say there must have been lots and lots of Hebrew midwives. The Israelite community took care of themselves, and so they presumably weren't going to the larger world of Egyptians for their care and for birthing. So there must have been a large organized group of women who were the core of midwives. So it says the Ibn Ezra, when we refer to these two women, Shifra and Puah, Sarot Hayu, I'll call Hamayaldot, then they were not just a number within them, because that's the other possibility, right? There's two of them, but why would Pharaoh reach out to just two women randomly? They must have been the women in charge of the whole proceedings and the whole endeavor to play this role, to be birthwives, to midwives, and that's why he wants to make it clear, you pass along to all of your team my instructions, which are when you give birth to those with those Hebrew women, and you see the baby on the birthing stone. If it's a boy, then you must kill them. If it's a girl, you should keep them alive. Mefarshim point out they gave them interesting information how to do so in a way which was surreptitious, that they wouldn't be noticed when they would do so. Just as the baby's coming out, he said, you can tell immediately male or female, although the question was maybe if they give birth, the baby is upside down, in ways to even figure out without a baby before you have even a second, because you want to make it look like it was oy vavoy nebuch. So methods he tried to offer them to do a terrible, terrible thing before anyone would notice. Part of the tragic nature of the crime that he wants to have them do, but they refuse to do. We'll continue with that, God willing, tomorrow.